Scars and Spikes, Sydney, Tyler, and Tommy with you as we are in a bye week Wednesday, guys. No match. Atlanta United cannot hurt us, guys, when they don't play. Well, actually, they can, but
They can kind of,
they can't kind of. But
in a way.
Yeah, Sydney, Tyler, Tommy with you. Stella's
And
here
Stella.
for a little bit, I guess.
Want to hit him with a welcome to Scarves and Spikes? Nope. Okay.
Shake your head no.
Yeah.
Carry on.
She doesn't get paid. She's not going to do it for nothing. But happy Ted Lasso Day, though, to all those who
Ted
celebrate.
Lasso is out. Yes, season 4. Tommy, you recorded a Patreon episode for our folks. Patreon.com/Guards and Spikes. In 30 seconds or less, tell us episode 1, is it worth it? Yes or no? And
100.
explain your answer.
And no spoilers. Obviously, I'm not going to do a spoiler
No spoilers,
here.
please.
Yeah, absolutely. It was fantastic. And we're going to start doing this every week, either on Wednesday or Thursday. Just do a quick 10-15 minute review of the episode and give it a score here. But for waiting, when shows come back and you worry that it's just going to be, just them trying to make a quick thing of cash.
Yeah.
And it could be
no
terrible.
one ever does in Hollywood, by the way.
Well, Lawrence was actually a part of that when he tried to reboot Scrubs many years ago, and it was a terrible reboot. And they actually just rebooted Scrubs again, just pretended like that last one didn't happen, and it was chef's kiss. And so when I watched Scrubs when it rebooted this year, I said, "There's no way they messed Ted Lasso up," and it was 100% fantastic. It just, as soon as you get into the episode, you're just like, "I'm back home." Like it's like those 3 years in between didn't happen. So great job to everyone involved there.
You know what that's called, by the way, when a creator or a showrunner at like a season or a particular episode of a series doesn't exist? It's called retroconning. So I forgot Bill Lawrence created Scrubs as well. They're like always on my TV. Zach Braff and Dylan Faison with those T-Mobile commercials. By the way,
Oh yeah, but you know what? Like, people don't want new things. Like they just want to go back to like the old stuff. So like that's why so many people loved watching Scrubs again. And like Ted Lasso, I mean, it's been 3 years I think since the last one came out or whatever it was. Still, man, it was a really good episode. Excited for Wednesdays now to record the review each week, and hopefully you guys can join me in the future for it, and then add on Scarves and Spikes. Wednesdays it's just heaven for everyone.
Patreon.com/Scarves and Spikes to get our Ted Lasso end review, I guess we can call it. Tyler, you seem preoccupied. What's going on in your world?
You'll find out later in this episode.
Okay.
It has to do with
spoilers.
Why Julius Caesar ruined Atlanta United.
Julius Caesar?
Yeah,
I'm out.
You're not out. You're gonna love this.
By time.
The further we go, the more you're gonna be like.
Guys, is Romelu Lukaku coming to Atlanta United? He didn't show up for training at Napoli this morning.
Probably.
Is that a done deal? Or should we talk about the latest rumors surrounding Atlanta United, by the way? Guess we can start there, right?
Yeah, hit him with the most recent.
Okay.
Well, we got to say real quick before we do that, Ted Lasso, Latte Lath. Obviously, you talked about it on the review on Sunday, but I mean, Latte Lath is gone. It's been done. He's on loan, DP spot. I think we do need to give Chris a little credit here, because I did not think that this could be done, that you could put him out on loan and get them to pay all of it to open the spot up. We have a lot of criticisms here, but I think we got to give them a little bit here. I know it really doesn't matter to us, but obviously it matters a little bit to Atlanta United that they don't have to just go buy out the entire contract here. They're loaning them out for a year, and then they can figure it out from there. But I do think that we need to give Chris a little credit that he was able to get that done. I know it means a lot for the club that they just, that even if they buy him out after the end of this loan, that's one less year of paying him. So I think that was, a good move there for the club.
Yeah, free the piece let. So yeah, like I said, we talked about it on Sunday, just briefly.
It had
but
to
I
make
mean,
something happen though, right?
yeah,
Like
it had to make something
we
happen.
talked about it. I think there was always going to be a way in which he was gone, but from a front office perspective, even when we did the Chris Henderson interview, he talked about the buyouts being an absolute last resort. You always want to try to get something, and this kicks the can down the road, so you can maybe find an even better deal next time around. And there is a purchase option in there, so like you've got some hope that he can actually go to Berlin and figure out something he had before, and that helps the value. It helps the ability to move him and everything else. So,
Yeah,
I'm here for it.
helps with that. Yeah, so we'll see how he. excuse me. We'll see how he does with Union Berlin, who was a top 4 team, guys, in the Bundesliga like a few years back. We were talking about it. And we're in Champions League, but they're like mid-table in Bundesliga now. But another rumor
He's gonna
outside
score
of,
so much too. He's gonna
you think
score
so?
so much. We're gonna see. It's just the way Atlanta United works, man. We're gonna see highlights of him making goals. We're gonna see every Atlanta United fan and every MLS fan retweeting these great
Yeah,
highlight goals. Where was this with Atlanta United?
yeah, and
Just prepare for it. It's better if you just tell yourselves that this is what's gonna happen.
Tommy's already preparing for the inevitable, I guess. Um, but another rumor, guys, involving Atlanta United, Mauricio Amaro from Uruguay is on the radar for Atlanta United. It looks like this is close. He is 21 years old, so he'll fill a U22 spot. I'd imagine he plays for Defensor Sporting in Uruguay. Guys, I've seen him termed on X, which is 100% accurate source of information in opinion,
100%.
Always.
which can never infallible, that he is the best defensive midfielder in Uruguay. So Atlanta's been connected previously to one Uruguayan player, Dorian Nunez, and now being connected to another player from Uruguay, Mauricio Amaro, who is a number 6, which is what we have been asking for years. I want to make sure I enunciate, guys. You know how I am. We've been asking for years for this team. A solid number 6. Part of the
Their
U20
fans
setup.
are not happy.
Their fans are not happy, and that's a good sign, right?
Like, I mean,
Because
there were a lot of them were saying like he should be going to Europe.
I mean, I'll be happy for Atlanta United to be a good stopping point on the way to Europe.
Yeah, just like
If
one Thiago Almada
Diego Mata, yes.
and Iggy, or the first version anyway.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, U20 player with Uruguay, 5'10", 21 years old. Actually, just turned 21 on the 19th, July 19th. So just turned 21, legal drinking age in the United States. I don't know why I'm bringing it up. It's just illegal drinking age in the United States.
I mean, it's important depending on how you want to run your life
right.
in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Trying to
but
go to varsity, trying to go,
right.
Somewhere else.
No, but 5-year deal currently with Defensor and Uruguay expires in 2028. Looks like he may be, and we say targeted. It looks like talks have begun, negotiations have begun, and this is according to a number of reporters. Gay Lopez Ferraro is one of them. Nico Massetti is another, saying it's $3 million plus add-ons. I hear sort of some of the chatter, Tyler, Tommy, about you bring in Amaro when you have Jay Fortune, when you have Cooper Sanchez. Yes, but you do need a 6. You've needed a 6 for years, ever since Darlington Nagbe departed. This is a need. This is an area of need for Atlanta United. Now, of course, what happens with Fortune when he comes back from injury is the question, and there's a lot of worry that Amaro will take up a place that now U22 player, a place that a homegrown player or a younger player for Atlanta United can fill. Thoughts, concerns?
Tommy, you go ahead.
Whoever wants to go first, Tommy.
I mean, I don't know too much about him here, but you need quality, and you want to use all your roster mechanisms that you can, and
That's what Chris has said.
Right. You use every spot that you can. You have to take advantage of the salary cap and everything that you have. And you've already used 2 U-22s up, and now you got a third one here. It's a shot in the dark with all of them. We talk about their lottery tickets all the time, and that's basically what it is. You're bringing another player into the midfield who, there's been talks that, oh, he can play a few positions. Okay, we need if he could settle on one, great. But
Striker?
yeah, well, that's what the DP spot's for.
Yeah.
I think it's obviously way better than you had, which is a grand total of nothing, honestly, when it comes to a number 6. It's not saying much. I think I don't really care. I'm not too concerned about the age situation because it's not like you're bringing this guy in to be a captain, right? Like, you're not bringing him in to go and try to completely flip the entire culture. You're bringing in a very necessary need. This team, I've said it. I wrote an article about it back at the beginning of the season. Like, this team's the way to unlock it right now is to get a number 6 that knows what the heck they're doing, and not a guy that plays as an 8 sometimes and just part times as a 6 and works at like checkers on the weekend or whatever. Like, you need somebody that actually knows what they're doing.
Or rallies. Where you're watching or listening.
Depends on if you're
6 of 1. 6 of 1.
But no, I mean, you look at his highlights, you look at kind of like what he is. He's got a little bit of that dog in him. I would say maybe a little more than we've had. But he knows that position. And I'll always go back to a couple of years ago, literally standing in front of Franco Ibarra and asking, like, what are you more comfortable playing? Because he was, if you remember, that was when Carlos Bocanegra before. Like, oh yeah, he's a number 8, and he was not. And he even said in an interview months later when we're standing there, he goes, "Yeah, I'm a number 6. I'm way more comfortable playing as a 6. I prefer it. This is what I grew up playing. It's been my main position." And yet he was played out of position for like most of the time he was here.
Right.
This Mauricio is not being brought in to do anything but, I think, play as a number 6 and do it well. If you get the guy in that can do it and do it well, then it instantly makes this team better. And I'm not saying it makes the team like all of a sudden playoff bound or anything, but it's one key piece that this team has to get right. And so I know we've all been irritated, me included, pissed off even about how long it's taken to get rumors for a number 6. But if it means that they found the right one that it actually fits, then it makes sense, and I'm good with it.
And again, just because we don't, I'm not saying you're saying this, Tyler, but just because we don't hear rumors doesn't mean there's nothing happening behind the scenes, because according to reports from South America, he's coming to the U.S. for screening and physical to sign off, really. So it's been in the works for a while. The scouting team has been doing their due diligence on him, just take a look. So looks like this is further a further down the road than would be a player like Lukaku, who of course we'll talk about a little bit more later on, or maybe a Koke, who is also rumored to Atlanta United. Tommy, you were saying something?
No, it's just, I mean, when you have rumors, there it just feels like it either it doesn't drizzle, it just pours. And it feels like when the rumors start flowing for Atlanta United, it's like, oh, there's one. Oh, there's 2 in a day? There's 2 rumors in one day? Like that's happened twice now, where we've had 2 strikers we were rumored for, and then today, you got a couple rumors that pop up. It's interesting how that's been working for this team.
And for what it's worth, the other one, which seems to kind of not be a thing that's going to happen. What was the name? Where did it go? Luca Resguardo? Got that kind of like Argentine Italian type situation going on. Anyway,
let Sydney say the name.
No, I'm retiring that.
Can we phone to Henry?
Yeah.
But according to Hernan Garcia Grova, Triple G, it's from Newell's. Obviously, there's a big tie to Newell's. We know this from Tata Martino, but there was an offer from Atlanta for him. He is another midfielder, but they don't want to sell him until the end of the season. So that one seems to have kind of died off, at least for now. That maybe it gets revisited, at the end of the season or whatever. But it definitely looks like Amaro is not a done deal, but I think it's pretty safe to say like it's really close.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about, Tyler. Luca, I think is Reggiardo or something like that. But it looks like, if I'm to guess, would have been maybe a fallback in case the other deal didn't go through. That's just me guessing, but now it looks like it's off the table. Newell's don't want to sell until the season ends, which is fair. I wish teams in the MLS would kind of do the same thing, but that's a whole other topic, I guess, for another day. What do you guys feel, confidence-wise, out of 10, that this gets through? Tyler? Scale of 1 to 10 that this goes through.
8.5.
8.5.
10 being he's here, obviously.
I was going to say 7.5.
6, 7?
We didn't
anyway. No one said 6.
No one said 6. Did you say 6?
No, I just threw it on. I'm kidding. 7.5. I mean, I like the way this is going. We need a destroyer number 6, as our friend Henry would term it, and hopefully Mauricio Amaro is it for Atlanta United.
It seems like this is one of those situations where, Atlanta has always played rumors close to the chest, but more so in the post Garth Lagerwey era. You're going to have a lot of influence down in South America in general. We know this. This is not new, but if you are new to Atlanta United fandom, Tata Martino,
we're sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Welcome.
But wait, because I do have a presentation for you as to why it's almost over. But no, I think, like, obviously Tata is going to have his influence. He's going to bring guys. I mean, they're fishing Newells like crazy, which I'm not going to say is a good idea necessarily, considering the other player at the moment that you got from Newells gives everybody a heart attack between the sticks. So
not as much though as
not as much. I mean, there's plenty of other problems, but no, I think it doesn't surprise me that all of a sudden you have one pop up here on a Wednesday, and it seems like it's pretty much almost across the finish line. We say it all the time, just because you don't hear anything doesn't mean nothing's happening. But I get frustrated. I mean, this is just me speaking from like a fan perspective.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes, man, you got to drop something to get the fans back on board,
right?
Because fans are jumping off this ship left and right, unfortunately. But I can't blame them, because the ship has multiple holes in it, and you're bucketing and you're just not making ground. I mean, a little rumor buys you a couple weeks of not goodwill, but it gets you somewhere.
Yeah.
So anyway,
no, that's $100 worth of free food for season ticket holders.
That's good too.
That's and it works for alcohol.
Yeah.
If you account for stadium inflation or deflation, that's really like $800 in other stadium dollars.
Can you use it during Falcons games, I wonder?
Oh, that'd be cool.
I was at a unnamed stadium. I won't give it away, but they had a quote-unquote meal deal. They could have a hot dog and a Coke and chips or something like that for like $18.
Mm-hmm.
I could be making that up, but I looked at them like, compared to Mercedes-Benz Stadium, you could buy like 3 of those at the Benz. Fans have it good. Fans have it really good.
Really do.
When it comes to concessions, fans first pricing at Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Connie put it, would firing Henderson bring back fans?
No,
it's not. But I think the scouting department, completely revamping the scouting department would be for fans that are really invested in paying attention to that type of thing. Like there's just casual fans that don't pay attention to like what's going on, like who's scouting and all that. Like I don't know who the scout is of the Falcons and like who's in charge of scouting. I know who's in charge of Atlanta United because we talk about it in his comment. Sure. Spectre comes up onto the chat at least 5 times a thing. But I do think that when people see that the scouting department has changed, I do think that would be a very positive day for Atlanta United fans. Again, like it sucks that, people lose their jobs and everything like that. But like the scouting department just has not worked out very well for this team. And It's
Yeah.
just it's one of the few things they haven't changed. They've changed a lot since, even Garth's come on. But that's one thing that has not changed, and the quality of players has stayed the same.
If you know the scouting director of scouting recruitment for an MLS team, that either means he's doing a really, really good job or a really, really bad job. I feel like there's no middle ground there.
No, no. I
Now,
mean,
if it
no, I don't, and like I don't think a lot of people know who they're like even the president of the team was, but we did just because Garth Lagerwey was just such I mean, he was, the highest of the high of front office
yeah,
people coming into Atlanta United. That's why people like knew who he was. And Darren Eales was doing shots with people in the parking lot
right.
and partying. Like not other teams are built that way, as far as your last two presidents were.
Now if Amara ends up being a good get and he ends up being the number 6 that Atlanta United fans have hoped for, then maybe that buys Spectre a little bit of time, but
No!
maybe,
No! It
maybe.
can't
Calm
be
down.
one player.
Look,
Uh,
I know.
look, look.
Maybe.
I'm gonna take a test, but if I pass 1 out of 50, like that's still not impressive, man. It's still not
Right.
impressive.
Right.
Uh,
Tyler, what are you
uh,
thinking?
I mean, you have to have some strings of successes. You can't go, hit, miss, 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 hit, miss, miss.
Right.
And the thing is, the scouting department knows this. It's not like, I mean, they could be watching right now, and this is a results based business. But like to your point, making a front office move that doesn't move the needle for casual fans. It moves it a little bit for, the more diehards, the people that
Yeah.
are hopping on scarvesandspikes.com every day and checking out the news or in our Discord and things like that, or on Reddit. They get excited about that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
and it's fair because like when you're a team, when you're a club that is struggling so hard, you start looking past the surface stuff. You stop looking past or you start looking, past the players and what's going on the pitch, and you start looking at what's going on internally. And that's the difference between the kind of diehards and the casuals. I mean, for better or worse, the thing that's going to bring more fans back into the stadium in the short term, I'm trying not to laugh.
Yeah.
The thing that will bring, fans back in the short term is bringing a name like Romelu Lukaku.
So
But
good.
that's is that the best move
And that's the
long term?
question. Is it the best move long term? Chris Henderson has said he wants to build something sustainable. And Lukaku, at his age, is 33 years old, so he won't be here but what 2 or 3 years. So that's not really sustainable in the sense of you want somebody here long term. Now, if it's Nunez, who's a little bit younger, at 27, I believe, is that right? He
Think
he's a
so.
player that can be more long term for Atlanta if he were to sign for the club.
less
Which
injury prone. Well,
a
and
little
he's
bit
got
less
some
injury
injuries
prone.
too. I mean, he
Yeah,
has a history, but the older you get, the more injuries you tend to
yeah.
have, and Lukaku's definitely had them.
And you're kind of, and that's why you're kind of not for the move to bring in Lukaku. Well, I mean, we're talking like it's like a done deal when it's really not. He didn't show up to Napoli training. I believe it was Fabrizio Romano that's saying it was prearranged or something like that. I'll have to look it up, but it's a sign perhaps that maybe he is wanting to be out. And I think his agent said something. It was either him or his agent saying, I don't want to stay somewhere where I don't feel I'm welcome, which is natural, but
I mean, he's not
there's
playing
been
there either, so
yeah.
yeah, it's not a stretch, right?
Mhm. And there's been a lot of back and forth between Tommy. You mentioned his injury history with Napoli in 25-26. I believe he played 7 games that season, I believe, or something like that. It wasn't
170 minutes or something like that.
yeah, not a
Total.
lot. So, Tommy, I definitely see what you're saying about his injury history, and based on that, is it the best move for Atlanta United? Um, what Tommy? What would it take, I guess, for you to be on board with being on board with Lukaku?
I
This is
mean,
the
it's just
question at this point.
it's just roster. It's just how your roster is constructed right now. Now, have you been getting some opportunities in the past few games? Yeah, you have. You've had some good opportunities, and Lukaku could probably finish some of them. But still, I mean, you still are lacking a quality players on the wing. Your midfield still just kind of some guys there, but like you're still lacking a lot of talent. Your DPS have been doing nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
not nothing because I look,
Miggy scored
Yells,
3 straight,
Miggy
so
Miggy's been doing some things, sure. A lot of it's been in garbage time. But he has been scoring, which is a good thing. But you're still going to need some more quality there. You definitely need to bring in another DP. Now you could wait for the summer or the end of the season to do that. In the winter window to bring someone else in to help figure out what else that you need. But like one guy specifically, a striker is I don't think is going to do as much as trying to figure out the rest of it. Now, look, you got to start somewhere, and if this is the place that you're starting, okay, I guess. I would love for them to be looking a little bit more for another DP player right now, but obviously you're gonna have to either sell or you're gonna have to buy out, and
yeah.
that's a lot there. You're not gonna be again. We've talked about it. You can't hurry up a rebuild here. It'd be nice in our dreams that you could hurry that up, but um, I'm just afraid
Yeah.
he's gonna come in here and he's not going to get a lot of opportunities. Maybe he scores a couple goals to finish the season, but it's not a lot. He potentially could be frustrated. I think if he knows that he's coming to the Spoon team, he knows what he's getting into here,
Of
which
course.
worries me a little bit that he's cool with coming into the last place team. But look at where Orlando's going right now. They're on their way up from being, one of the worst teams, and they're looking better.
Yeah.
But I mean, y- there's just a lot more pieces to the puzzle, unfortunately,
Yeah.
that needs to be there. And it's like, you know what, Sydney, you're an NFL fan, so I guess maybe like think of it this way: like people criticize the Falcons that they went out and drafted Bijan Robinson, which is, obviously yeah, you don't draft a running back when you have so many other holes that you have.
Well, paid
And I think
off.
maybe right, and like that's what I'm thinking here is like, your striker obviously is a big player there, but if you got nobody to really get it to him, you know what I mean? Like it's
Mhm.
do you make that investment now, or do you try to start fixing everything in the middle from there?
Well, part of it depends on the player, right? Like Bijan Robinson, he's a franchise player. He's a excuse me, a player that you can build around. Josh Allen, a franchise quarterback, a player that you can build around, and that teams are going to want to come to Buffalo because Josh Allen is there. He's one of the top quarterbacks in the league, one of the best players in the league. In the same sense, not in the same sense as Bijan, right? But in a way, maybe players want to come around Bijan and help elevate the team. You look at the NBA, LeBron. People want to play with LeBron because he's one of the greatest of all time, and we saw that in Miami. Him,
Yeah.
Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. So,
And we see it in
well,
Miami right now. People want to come play with
again,
Messi.
yeah,
But
exactly.
Lukaku, I don't know, is that guy that's going to start
No, no,
bringing
he's
some
not.
to bring some other guys in there.
No,
To
he's
me,
not.
it's a stepping stone move. I don't know. I think you were kind of touching on it, Tommy, but like if you bring in Lukaku and you get the good version of Lukaku, I mean, he helps you out, right? He gets
Non-nurtured
you,
version.
yeah, yeah. If you can get the guy that came in and just like scored every moment he touched the ball in the World Cup, that's great. But you're bringing in the guy who he can score goals. You have two big variables: injury history and his attitude / personality.
Mhm.
So if he's wanting to come here, I actually kind of think that almost is encouraging, because if he thinks so highly of himself, why would he be interested in coming to a crap show? You know what I mean?
Because he feels like he can be dominant in MLS. Where,
And maybe he does. Maybe he thinks he can Higuain his way into it, smoke some cigarettes while he's playing, and get some hot dogs at halftime
yeah,
for $2. I don't know. And that's the thing. You don't know what you're going to get from him until he gets here, if that's what happens. But like, if I'm the front office and all of my infinite wisdom getting paid absolutely nothing to do front office things, I would imagine this would be a very short-term relative contract, but with options. Because if you get the good version of Lukaku and you make a couple other signings in the summer window,
and he stays healthy,
then like, okay, you've got something going for you. You got something. Now, it's probably not the version that fans want to see, but it's better than what you got now. And so if he comes in and he tears it up, cool, and he stays healthy, cool. If he comes in and just is the same old kind of Lukaku thing, then he's gone. You don't have to stress out about it. But I would like to see multiple option years and not like a 4-year Alzate type contract.
I think some players, guys, overseas think MLS is going to be a walk in the park, and they come over and they're very surprised at the quality of play relative to what they thought it was. Of course,
multiple players say that.
Yeah,
or
no,
the
exactly.
physicality of the league as well.
Exactly. And Serie A is much different than MLS. Premier League is much different than MLS. And I feel like some players, I'm not saying Lukaku sees this as such, but some players see MLS as a step down. In a lot of ways it is, right? But I think they can feel they can just walk onto any team and dominate the league and boss the league around. And it's not the case, because we saw it with not saying that this was his reasoning, but we saw it with Latte Lath, right? He wasn't like scoring for fun in the championship or anything like that, but he did have some success. He came to MLS and was completely out of his depth.
Pity Martinez?
Yeah, PT Martinez. You got a little bit more from PT than you did.
Yeah, but it took him a long time.
Yeah.
It took him a long time to really start really understanding the league.
We lost Tommy. I think we'll get him back here in a second.
Tommy, and you went at a bad spot. Well,
yeah, he's back. He's back.
Oh, I said he spent most of the season on the ground complaining to the referee. I didn't even know I left.
Oh yeah, you froze. To that point, kind of one of y'all brought it up as well.
Yeah.
Like, this is a physical league, and I actually think if there's one area that Lukaku could actually excel in, it would be that, because the dude's big. The dude's built like a freaking, defensive end. Like, he's huge. So
don't say that after Jalen Walker got injured, Tyler.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
drag up defensive ends.
That's not bad.
Dude, I literally tweeted that morning, I need football back. I need football, hockey, basketball back. I need some happiness in my life. And then the best defensive player that isn't arrested, didn't get arrested this offseason, tears his ACL or whatever. Why'd you bring it up?
I'm sorry. My bad.
Go ahead, though.
No, that's pretty much it. I just think, like, if he comes in, you don't have to worry about a guy like Latte Lath, who is all speed and no muscle, relatively speaking. You're not going to have to worry about Lukaku getting bossed around. He's going to run through people, maybe to his own detriment at times, but we'll see. I would much rather see that, though, than what you've seen. Now, I'm not saying it's a good signing or a bad signing if it happens. It's such a risk. This is a massive gamble for the front office, if we're being honest. Like, if it goes forward, like, I think Darwin Nunez is the safer bet. Darwin Nunez is also going to be much harder to get. Lukaku, I think you give him the right sales pitch, he doesn't really enjoy his current state, so it's a little easier to pull him. I think he's a little more accepting of, like, I'm not going to go somewhere and get like the amount of money I was getting a couple of years ago, things like that. So, Darwin Nunez, on the other hand, I think he's still got enough in the tank. I say the tank, he's young, but like enough clout to go and kind of not pick and choose where he wants to go, relatively speaking.
Yeah. If you want to get into your theory about how Julius Caesar has ruined Atlanta United, you want to do that right now?
Yeah, we'll do this now.
So you have a PowerPoint for us?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Oh man.
Hang on, let me pull it up.
Did your kids make this?
No. I will preface it by saying the PowerPoint itself is created by AI because I was on a time crunch because I found out about all this like 2 hours ago. And I went down a rabbit hole.
Okay.
I went down a rabbit hole. So here we go.
So the case of the
case of the 17.
17.
I'll walk you through it. All right.
Yes. Walk us through it.
Atlanta United in Italy. Not too many connections, but there are a few, right? Joseph being the first one. So Atlanta, we know, was built on the number 17. Launched in 2017. You have the 17 supporters, etc., etc. All right, cool. In Italy, 17 has a totally different meaning. It is Italy's number of death. It's like the number 13. All right, it's like the number 13. So when you take the Roman numerals XVII, they have this thing. You rearrange it, and it spells out Vixi. I guess that's how you pronounce it in Latin.
Yeah.
But it means like I have lived. But the meaning is like I'm not living now, like I'm dead, right? So Atlanta goes out, first trip to Italy. They get a gift. They go to Torino and pull in Joseph Martinez. We all know the history. We all know the story. No need to rehash all of that. So Torino, their logo and nickname is the bull, which is a symbol of power. So they go in. Yeah, Il Toro. They get a bull. They get a guy who played like a bull, right? Like I mean, I think that's a fair kind of comparison. Maybe not, but we'll go with it.
Sure.
All right. So Joseph, we know the world changed the moment Joseph tore his ACL. Like right after that, you had COVID hit hard. Like everything went to crap. The date was February 29th, which is very interesting. All right. It's a leap day because it was in 2020. Leap day exists for one reason, and that reason is, in fact, Italy, Rome. Okay. So
I'm listening.
Julius Caesar invented the leap day. There's your history lesson. It only exists because Julius Caesar built it into the Roman calendar. So Atlanta's crap show started from a date created by a Roman, an Italian.
When did this come to you, by the way?
How many mushrooms were you on?
We're getting there. It gets better.
It's like you're on a vision quest.
Yeah, it was wild, man. Anyway, we're still going.
Go ahead.
All right. So after Torino, we know Atlanta went back to Italy. They went to Atalanta. So, Atlanta, Atalanta, right? There's one extra A. So it is kind of the mirror or the twin. Atalanta is Atlanta with a single extra letter. It was founded
less traffic than Atlanta, by the way,
traffic than Atlanta, yeah. But Atalanta was founded on the 17th of October. Interestingly, okay. So Alexei Miranchuk came from Atalanta. Latte Lath actually was an Atalanta Academy product. Okay, so those two they haven't really affected the club the way that you need, right? So compare that to what Torino gave Atlanta, and you got two different stories. So then you have Gabriel Heinze. All right.
And this, I'm done. I've heard enough.
Just hang on. It's like
how many more slides?
End credit scene of a Marvel movie.
Why is there no water references on here?
We're getting there.
Oh, no.
Actually, I don't know if I have a water reference in here. I'm sorry. So Gabriel Heinze actually played for Roma, right? Another Italian club, is what it is. Not a big deal, but their crest shows a she-wolf and the twin brothers Romulus and Remus, who are the founding myths of Rome. Okay, he was fired famously after 17 games in charge in all competitions, just so you know. So there's your 17 again. Before Atlanta was named Atlanta, as we know, or many I think know, it was called Terminus, which quite literally means the end, right? The end of the line. Another way of saying like death.
Yes.
So now we're going back looking in Italy for a striker again. Romelu Lukaku is at Napoli.
Mm-hmm.
Napoli, their club is named for a siren. So for a Parthenope is the siren. Parthenope. Yeah. So a siren who lured men in with her song and then drowned. Okay. So we're going after.
I just saw the Odyssey, so I understand.
Yeah.
I
so
get
there
it.
you go.
I get it.
It's all time together.
I paid attention.
I'm telling you.
Pay attention.
It's the NLPE a sign that Atlanta United should not pursue it as a note.
Yeah, Parthenope.
Parthenope as a note. Don't sign them.
So it is interesting, right? Like it doesn't seem like the best idea, and time will tell. Okay. So Julius Caesar, as I mentioned earlier, gave the World Leap Day, which was the day Atlanta United just got shafted because Joseph tore his ACL on Leap Day. Caesar also met his end on a very specific date in a very specific year. That was on the Ides of March 44 BC. He was assassinated on March 15th in the year 44 BC. Okay. Keep that in mind.
Okay. How many more slides is this?
We're almost there. We're at 3 more. All right. The club now linked with Atlanta is Defensor of Uruguay. This is where Mauricio is coming from. They were founded on March 15th, and they broke a 44-year-old curse.
So Mauricio Amaro is the key to ending Atlanta United's struggles, is what you're saying.
His club, Defensor, ended a 44-year curse of basically 2 clubs in Uruguay winning everything every single year. It was finally Defensor that broke that streak. So there you go. That is why, after it's all said and done, this young 21-year-old who can barely drink is going to come here and is going to break the entire curse that Italy has put on Atlanta. You're welcome.
Can we get that time back?
No.
I mean, that was
you were engaged. I don't know what you're talking about.
How?
No, I was.
How did you put that link? I mean, that's a lot.
I know,
a lot, man. That's
You took us down the rabbit hole.
Numerology, symbolism. I'm telling you, I went deep.
Yeah, you did.
Now, in a year when Mauricio is an MLS best 11 and Atlanta's back to being relevant, y'all will look back at this and be like, that actually wasn't wasted time.
Atlanta should just sign players from Torino, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Or Defensor.
Or Defensor. Nowhere else. Exactly. That's how I felt the whole time.
Charlie, who is that? The never mind.
Thank you. See, people in the chat, like Huncho, Yoltz, like,
it's Yoatsulu, not Yolt. Yoatsulu.
Dude, I'm all for a good conspiracy theory. I am fantastic for it. You know my story about Avril Lavigne. But like, I think I needed a few more drinks to like fully be invested in it. Like, if you would have brought no, you know what, Tyler? Like, if you were at my house and it was 2 a.m. and you brought that up to me, I would have been 100% like sitting down with my legs crossed, and I'd be like, go. But I am sober as could be.
I wasn't counting on that. Actually.
I couldn't absorb it all.
I thought you were going to be at least one gummy in for sure.
Yeah.
No, not when you record Ted Lasso reviews. The company handbook says I can't do it.
Sydney was more in than you were.
Tommy was completely checked out through the whole conversation.
No.
By the way,
I paid attention to it. I got a Italy family. I'm all there.
That's true. Derek mentioning in the chat, by the way, Ilya Kovalchuk also wore the number 17 for the Atlanta Thrashers. So it all connects.
Who's crazy now?
It all connects.
I don't know if that conspiracy theory is about Avril or your presentation. I don't know what they were talking about there.
Yeah. So Mauricio
haters in the chat too.
So Mauricio Amaro is the missing link, is what you're saying.
I think so. Here's the thing. We put out per hour more content about this team. And this is not a flex. It's just like how it is. We put out more content and analysis per hour than anybody else in the Atlanta sphere. I'm just saying, like, that's not meant as a dig at anybody. We just are constantly recording and constantly, doing stuff. We have investigated every freaking version and every dimension of this team and trying to figure out how to fix it. So What else do you have to turn to but the spirit
Better
realm?
better players is what you turn to.
Yeah.
Better scouting.
That
is
are
what you
not
turn
from
to.
Italian clubs named Atalanta or Roma.
Don't sign players or pursue players from Atalanta or Roma.
Yeah.
It's the point here. It's the
I mean,
Yeah.
Mauricio's going to be coming in with Thor's hammer, and he's going to start working the rest of Major League Soccer.
I hope so.
Me
I
too.
hope so. Where were we? We were talking about Lukaku.
Bro, I
then
don't
we got
even
to your-
know. Like, we were talking about Lukaku. I mean, it's I mean, obviously Chris is trying to bring in as many players as he can. So,
Mhm.
today hearing a couple new rumors, hearing Lukaku is fine.
Yeah.
We'll see where it goes. I mean, you got less than 30 days left in the window. I still think there could be a potential of a couple players going out, but like the roster's thin right now. I mean, it's thin. You got to call up these kids here to play, and I think they're going to be limited on call ups going forward. Is it they've had two?
Yeah.
They've had they've had the two windows that they've been brought up, and they get three.
Four.
Four, sorry. So, I mean, the season goes for a while here, but we having
Is
the
it
breaks.
4? I thought it was 5 now. I might be tripping. It's not a big
For
deal.
yeah, I think it is four for short term agreements.
Okay.
Four day,
So, I mean,
four-day
you're gonna
contracts.
you're gonna be able to bring them up a few more times, but like, I how important is it for this club not to finish last?
Yeah.
I really wonder, like, because it's you're heading that way. I mean, this Philly game was obviously so important to that because you were chasing them. I mean, there's some bad teams in the West as well. But
Kansas
I
City.
mean, the schedule doesn't get much easier for Atlanta United here. I mean, the next game is going to be back at home. I mean, against the Red Bulls. I mean, just in August. I mean, you got the Red Bulls at at home. You got Minnesota on the road. Kansas City. That's going to be another big one for that. And then
Sunday night soccer.
yeah, right. And then at home against Charlotte.
I mean, that's not I mean, who do you favor Atlanta United against in any of these matches? To be honest, maybe Kansas City. Outside of that, who do you favor them
I
against?
mean, that's the one. I mean, that's
Yeah.
obviously the one.
That's it.
That you look there, and in Charlotte, I mean, you were able to obviously get a result from them when you played them a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, and and I know you guys talked about it on MLS Monday too, which I think makes this probably a little bit more difficult for the front office. Is that with the new commissioner coming in, what is I'm sure a lot of teams are looking at it and saying, "All right, well, how how is this going to affect us long term here?"
Mhm.
And I think a lot of teams are just wondering, like, I mean, there's obviously been rumors of getting rid of GAM and TAM and all that, and just having like a just legit salary structure. The DPS, do you expand the DPS? Do you expand the U22s? Like,
Yeah.
what are they going to do here? And obviously, there's been a talk that aggressively that they would like to make some changes sooner than later.
Yeah, he's got the CBA to worry about at the end of 27. And
Mhm.
then I think when it comes to roster rules, and we talked about this the other day, Tyler and I, with Nate a little bit, but when it comes to the roster rules, I feel like that would be Garber's final stroke of the pen, so to speak, because the vote is rumored to be, and the owners want it by the end of the year. So that sets them up to implement them at the beginning of the 27-28 season, right? So start things off on the right foot when it comes to the new calendar. So I think that would be like Garber's kind of the last act. But if you're Larry Berg, as we definitely transition to him and what it means for Atlanta United, I think he will need to be able to foster those changes that are made and try to come up with new ways. And he is on the competition committee, as we mentioned the other day, come up with different ways to help teams spend. And owners, I mean, he is former owner. Well, he will be a former owner because he's selling his stake in LAFC. So he understands owners, their number one goal is to make money, right? to line their own pockets more. I mean, it sounds bad, but that's their job is to get paid. I'm
and win
sure
championships
and win
and
championships,
win. I mean, that's
which
you don't become an owner if you don't. Well, no, I'll take that back because there's a lot of owners in sports like
yeah.
and like Sydney. Just like thinking about what you're saying, like, and we've talked about it before, but like there's baseball teams, right? There's no salary
Mhm.
cap in baseball, but like
Yeah.
there's just teams that choose not to spend money,
Yeah.
and like you're gonna have that. And I, I've seen the criticisms of this of him and the decision that MLS made here. You know, he's an owner, and the other guy was like a Fox
Mhm.
executive or whatever from there. But he was part owner of a team that spent money,
Yeah.
that was ambitious,
Yeah.
and, you know, they y a lot of teams understand you gotta spend money to make money here. Now, you're not gonna it's not gonna be like the Dodgers or,
Yeah.
you know, NFL teams on, like, the money that they make, but, you know, I mean, there's an argument of saying, you know, like, where Arthur Blank and what Atlanta United was years ago and being able to open your stadium 7 to 8 times a year to open it
Yeah.
up for 70,000 fans
Yeah.
is, you know, again, this isn't an Atlanta thing, this isn't a lot of other stadiums, but, like, it's huge if you're gonna be able to do that.
Right.
But a lot of teams can't do that. Atlanta can, but
Yeah.
right now they're you know, you're in a salary thing here. I mean, again, it doesn't spending money doesn't guarantee you results, but like
Right.
still
Right.
being able to be ambitious compared to a team like Montreal. I hate using them as an example, but like a team that doesn't want to spend a ton of money on their DPs, maybe not even fill all their spots up,
Yeah.
but they're just there to exist and see what happens. Look what happened to the Columbus Crew. Their former
Mhm.
owner, one, wanted them out of there. It was the whole story of Major League, but they weren't spending money. Their stadium was completely empty. They get taken over by a new ownership group. They
Who
spend
cares?
record money on signings, like
Yeah.
a record signings back to back to back. And what happens to them? Two MLS Cups.
It Tyler, sorry, I didn't want to. I don't know if you had anything, but I, you look at LA, you look at the smaller markets though, in baseball. You use the baseball analogy. Some teams don't choose to spend because there are smaller markets like Tampa Bay. They don't spend, and Tampa Bay. I mean, every every so often they have a really phenomenal season, and I think they're pretty high up in the standings. Yeah, they're leading the AL East, and they're one of the lowest spending teams in Major League Baseball right now, guys. So, Tommy, you said it. Just because you spend a lot of money doesn't mean you'll win. On the other side of that, just because you don't spend a lot of money, that doesn't mean you can't win the Major League Soccer. We saw it with Philadelphia last year. They won the Shield with the lowest payroll in Major League Soccer. Now it came back to bite them in 2026, where they're
Yeah,
toward the
but
bottom.
they also made some dumb decisions.
Yeah, they did. They did. Absolutely. And they've been able to get away with it largely because of their academy. So you need that's what you don't really have in baseball to the extent that you have in Major League Soccer is an academy system. Yes, you have the minor leagues and all of that, but it's not the same as the academy system in Major League Soccer. So that speaks to the investment can't just be made, guys, on your senior roster. The investment has to be made all the way down. I think that's what Larry Berg was saying. Like it has to be all across the board. Invest in your senior roster, yes, but invest in your academies as well. Invest in your talent identification programs as well. And you see, Atlanta has a tremendous academy, but the problem is, and we can go off on this for hours. The problem is the younger players aren't getting the opportunities they need. Of course, you have Jay Fortune, who has become a consistent starter. You have Cooper Sanchez, by the way, starting, I feel like because of injury, really. I mean, would you guys agree? That's the only reason why he was put in the lineup because they were short on players. And he's developed into a good young player. Uh, but you see guys like
I
Caleb
mean, I think yes
Wiley.
and no on that question. Like,
Yeah,
no, I mean, like, there were definitely some factors in the beginning of the season, but
yeah.
nobody had Cooper Sanchez starting the
No,
first game of the
no,
season.
absolutely. Yeah, and that's my point. It wasn't like, hey, this kid was incredible with Atlanta United too. He has to start with Atlanta United 2026. It wasn't like that. But you do have players like Caleb Wiley and George Bell. I feel like those players, guys, came in because he had injuries. Like Greg Garza couldn't stay healthy. And then instead, George Bello. Caleb Wiley, I feel like, was a little bit different, right? Where he gradually started getting time with Atlanta United, the senior club. He eventually wanted to move to Chelsea. But then you see players like um, Jackson Conway. You see players like, and you'll go back a little bit farther, um, like Lagos Kunga, players like Chris Goslin, Andrew Carlton. I'll throw his name out there.
A lot of reasons behind that one.
A lot of reasons behind that. But you see, there are too many players, and today it's Arif Kovac. Today it's Jaden Hibbert, Dom Chong Ki, who are not being given the opportunities they need. And there has to be that level of investment in, again, the senior roster, but you also need to take advantage of every mechanism that you have. And that includes your homegrowns, and that includes putting them in a position where they can contribute to the first team on a consistent fashion. That takes investment, again, holistically, all the way up and down your organization. Is where
and it's
I
hard
kind of
too.
see it. Yeah.
And I think you're right, but it's up to the franchise. They have to make a decision here at some point for this season and say to themselves, when are we going to care about not being in the cellar here in the spoon talk, and how can we take this time,
Mm,
these remaining games, and give the players that deserve a shot, or players just we want to see what they are like against MLS competition.
yeah.
And that's, I think that's hard for a team like Atlanta United. I don't think it's hard for a team. Again, I go back to Montreal because they don't have as much expectation going into every season where Atlanta does. So I think that in the end, they just don't want to look at the standings at the end of the year and say, we're at the bottom. But the problem is
Right.
the players that you are playing got you there. So when I feel like it's pride sometimes with this club that they just don't want to give their young players a shot because they're paying so much for these players, and they're hoping that they're going to be able to get them out of the hole, and it's just not what's happening there. You've
Yeah.
got to give a shot for the players. Now, there are some younger players playing here because of necessity, because you don't have other ones. You weren't able to bring some other players in. You had to use the U22s here. And other players getting shots,
Mm,
but like everyone wants Kovac to play. Like everyone
yeah.
wants to get an opportunity for him. Is it, and in a perfect conversation, a realistic one here? I think I'm not saying that Kovac's not a realistic one here, but one that we've had a
Right.
conversation about since the moment the season started was Jaden Hibbert, like you said. Like I think he's the number one example of a player here that you're saying, why the hell isn't he getting time? Now Hoyos has had some nice moments. Okay. I'm not gonna completely say that he's the F player that I thought he was, but
No.
He's a D player to me. Like he's a D plus.
C
Okay.
minus.
Yeah, D plus, C minus. Okay, we can agree on that. All right, we'll say that. But like, it's not working out here. It's not. And even in a season last year where you were garbage at the end of the year, Hibbert still came in and he was a bright spot. He was a bright spot that he was
Mm,
making some good saves. I don't think him being on a bad team hurt him. I like that's obviously like a thing. Again, we go back to the NFL talk here. If you put a quarterback in that's not ready for it or that's on a terrible team, it can ruin him.
yeah.
I don't think that's the case for Hibbert to come in here and get some real playing time. I know that he got some time in the US Open Cup. He had some nice saves there. We won't talk about the Orlando game. I mean,
Yeah.
even though he did prevent it from being 13-0 at the time, but like that is a player right now that I think that every Atlanta United player could say, I've seen enough of Hoyos. I have seen enough of his play that I know that right now he is hurting our young player and not getting him some active playing time. We said this about Jackson Conway, but Joseph Martinez was coming back from his
Right.
injury at that point. So it was like we got to get Joseph some time here. There's no excuse that Jane Hibbert should not be getting playing time when they come back from this mini break to the end of the season. And if it's the last two games here, I'm sorry, got to call Tata out for this, because if
Yeah.
he's the future next year, he should not be sitting on the bench for 100% of the MLS season.
Yeah, and the only reason I bring it up just real quick is because, just the overall investment that teams need to make in their younger players,
Yeah.
to get them ready for senior team soccer.
Yeah, he's way cheaper than what
Yeah,
what we were paying Brad Guzan
yeah,
there, especially towards the end of the season. There, like, I mean, some teams invest a lot of money into their keeper here. Like, you have a young player that's up and coming here. He's going to earn his next contract and he's going to earn a significant pay raise. But right now, he is on the cheaper side, which is
yeah.
something that you want because this team obviously prioritizes throwing money into the high profile positions
Mm.
of, well, they don't throw any money at the wings anymore, but like, I mean, but like the midfield and your wings and your striker, like that's where they're throwing money at here. So having a young keeper here, which everyone outside of MLS has said, like, Hibbert's a dude. He is a dude. He should be playing. It's frustrating to me going in every Saturday night going, all right, I'm watching Hoyos here. Like, but I would be completely pumped. Like, if you tell me that Hibbert's going to start the rest of the season, I bet you get more fans coming into the stadium. Like, I don't think there's gonna be a ton of
I don't
people
know
that are
about
just
that,
going there. But I mean, but again, it's
optimism.
seeing the future. It's seeing the future. Kovac here, I mean, like, people have been talking him up for, I mean, obviously because he's doing so well. Um, and he's like the leading goal scorer down there. Like, people would absolutely love to go in and see him and say, you know what, maybe I won't sell my tickets. Maybe I won't just not attend the game. I would go here. Like, that's what a last place team should be doing, is playing some of their younger players, giving them an opportunity to see what they have against Major League Soccer players here. You can still play your DPs, you can still do all that, but there's a point in time, and like, again, Hibbert's the main one for me that's saying this. There's no reason he should not be playing.
Tyler, you've been awful quiet over these past
I'm just letting
5,
y'all,
10
letting
minutes.
y'all talk.
No, jump in.
No. I mean, but the thing is, like, it's all. It's
You
all
agree,
good.
disagree?
I mean, I totally agree. One of my biggest things I've been saying for a long time is, like, you can't get any worse than where you're at. So play the kids, play, and kids, we use that term like relative, right? But you need to play Jaden Hibbert. You like Jaden Hibbert is. I had an interview with him a couple of years ago. He is mature beyond his years. He's going to be totally fine if he goes in there and Atlanta continues to suck. It's not going to be his fault.
No,
he just needs time. To the points y'all have been making. Kovac, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that I know exactly what he's thinking, but I guarantee you he would prefer to just have a few matches where he can see what he is against actual MLS opponents.
Sure.
Because the pressure is off him at that point. Like, if you don't score, you don't score. You can't go to 31st and you can't get relegated.
Right.
You're fine. Like, so yeah, some of these young guys, they should be getting played more. And Tata did say when Pedro Amador left that it kind of opens the door a little bit more for Dom Chanqui to get more time, because that leaves just Elias Baez along with DCQ over there. So, like, that's good, right? I like that we've been seeing Matt Edwards, because we're kind of having a similar situation about Matt Edwards last year. So you've been seeing more of him. He still needs some fine tuning for sure. Luke Brennan getting some time, but needs some more fine tuning as well. And so yeah, but you have, like, the two big ones for me are Kovac and Hibbert, because it's like, there's no reason. Like, it's not like you're sitting in a playoff race, or you're sitting at the top of the table in the Supporter Shield race and you're just trying to hold on to that. And then if you make that bad decision and you put in a young player and he just lays an egg, then it's like, okay, I screwed this whole thing up. You don't have that pressure as the kid or as Tata. Like, nobody's going to blame Tata Martino if you put in Arif Kovac as a starter over your DPs who really aren't doing anything. And like, I'm going to be honest, miss me with the whole Miguel Almiron thing, because, like, yeah, he's wheeled in a couple of goals. The last one looked like an absolute train wreck, but it went in. That's cool. But it doesn't erase the past year and a half. Just like Alexei Miranchuk being kind of okay doesn't erase the past 2 years. Huh? This is not the standard to which Atlanta United should be playing, period. So put in the kids. You're at the bottom of the table. Let them play. See what they got.
I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, he has some time to at least think about it until they play Red Bulls on Red Bulls, who, by the way, play their kids. So maybe that's maybe see kids versus kids. Tommy, I know you got to bounce. Did we want to hit on anything else before we get out of here? Congrats to USD 19s, by the way, moving on to the quarterfinals, semifinals of the CONCACAF U20s. You guys,
I'm gonna be honest.
here,
I knew this. But you just asked.
They won. They won.
Yeah, they won. The thing is, they're making
Cooper
progress.
Sanchez started, and they won, so they qualified for the USC 20s. I think it was 3-1 versus Guatemala U20.
Yep.
So, congrats to the
They down a goal first, and then pull.
Exactly. So, congrats to the lads, Cooper and the lads, moving on to the U20 World Cup, but they are in the semifinals of the CONCACAF U20 Championship. They'll take on Costa Rica on Friday at 5 p.m. That's going to be on FS2. And I think that's it.
I do think that is
we saved Atlanta United. Scarves.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, scarsandspikes.com. All the latest Atlanta United news, analysis, and opinion. It's transfer season, so we'll definitely be covering that. Patreon.com/scarsandspikes. Tommy did a Ted Lasso season 4, episode 1 review, so be on the lookout for that. It also gets you access to our Discord and all kinds of other bonus audio and video content. So again, patreon.com/scarsandspikes. Support what we are doing. Follow us on social media. Scars with letter and Spikes on X. ScarsAndySpikes.com. Bluesky. Scars Andy Spikes on Instagram and Threads. Tommy, where are you on social media?
Play Hibbert at AOL.com.
AOL.
Well, I have an AOL address, so.
Do you really?
I do, but I don't use it every day. I don't use it every day. Tony's at Tony ATL86. Tyler,
hold on. Does it when you get mail? Does it say it?
No, it doesn't.
Then you delete
Not
it.
the AOL.
If it doesn't say you've got mail, no.
Yeah.
There's no point of having AOL if that's not
Right.
if it's not going to say that.
I prefer the one from it actually was he in the Euro trip where it's like mail, motherfucker. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that's good.
Euro trip back-to-back weeks. We talked about it.
Yeah,
I know, that's crazy.
Yeah. Times at Tommy ATL86. Tyler, where are you on social media?
Julius Caesar ruined Atlanta United.
Tyler's at ATL Pilgrim. I'm SA Trice on X, SA Trice on Blue Sky, SH.soccer, Instagram and Threads. We are out of here. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
So yeah.
Stay away from 17.
Y'all thought I was crazy.
Well,
still might think I'm crazy.
We still kind of do.
You can't deny the connections. All right, I didn't just make them up.
Yeah,
the weekday thing hit
you
me.
made them up.
Oh my word!
I didn't say you made them up.
Oh, I know. They do seem kind of made up.
You guys were really trying hard to get a hold of me. You guys were trying so hard to get a hold of me.
Like 3 times.
Well, yeah, I put my phone on Do Not Disturb when I record because I want to be like Tyler and my alerts go off every time nonstop. So then I saw him pop in my video and I'm like, well, he said he was showing up late to the podcast, so it's 7:05. Maybe he just clicked the wrong video, and I didn't even see you put a little chat in there. Didn't even see that. I was finalizing it. So if you're listening to the Ted Lasso and you get to the end and it ends abruptly, it was because that was my oh shit moment where I was like, I messed up real bad. And so yeah, that was it. Real quick question: yeah. What can you think of a show that ended perfectly? Because Game of Thrones obviously gets okay, good. All right.
Wait, which one did you say?
The Office.
Okay. Yeah, I would say Supernatural after season 5, but then it went on. I mean, Ted Lasso to me ended perfectly until now. I mean, I'm not saying I haven't seen it yet, but like you had the perfect ending.
Yeah.
Also,
Scrubs was another one. Scrubs had a perfect ending.
Burn Notice.
I've never watched that one.
That's good. Burn Notice ended really well.
Breaking Bad was another good one. Like people, I don't know if you've seen Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad ended good, but that's one of the things I talk about. Spoiler in this is just like what shows ended perfectly, and yeah, I didn't even think of The Office. Parks and Rec I thought ended pretty good too.
So we're binging that right now.
That's a good one. Brooklyn Nine-Nine was it? Like comedy's usually in pretty good. It's like some of those really deep shows where it's like, yeah, I don't know how we're gonna end this, but yeah, Game of Thrones was so bad.
Last 3 seasons of Wrexham ended pretty well until they didn't.
I mean, that's I don't count that.
All right.